Hi, I'm Jonathan Shine with National Real Estate Investor, and we're at the National Net Lease Investment Conference in Chicago, and we're with Boyd Messman, Senior Vice President at Cole Real Estate Investments, who has just participated in the institutionalization of the net lease market. Boyd, welcome.
Thank you.
As a large-scale institutional investor, do you find yourself competing with more of the large institutions at this point, or the smaller to mid-size investment firm?
Yeah, I would say both, depending on the product type and area of the country. Obviously, on larger transactions, we compete with the more of the institutional type players, REITs, public non-traded REITs, pension funds, some high net worth individuals. Our single tenant retail folks, have a lot of pressure sometimes on the smaller single tenant retail type assets,
Sure.
where the 1031 buyers come in and have a different cost of capital or different hurdle rate, so to speak. And they're happy sometimes with the 4% return where, most institutional players would like to have a better return than that.
Absolutely. So when you're talking about some of the smaller markets, are you finding it more competitive in those markets, or do you find it more competitive in the larger metropolitan areas at this point?
Well, clearly from an institutional standpoint, I mean, you've probably got 20 major markets in the U.S., where not only do you have the REITs and the pension funds, but you also have foreign pension money come in. And so on the larger Class A assets, top 20 markets, it's very competitive from an institutional standpoint. As you move out into secondary type markets or smaller markets, lesser credits, the competition is not as fierce from the big players, but clearly, there's a handful of REITs, public non-traded REITs, that continue to look for good opportunities in those markets.
What is Cole's sweet spot as far as size of deal?
Well, once again, it really kind of depends on the product type. I handle the office and industrial groups, Midwest region, and so we generally look for a minimum deal size of $4 to $5 million, really up to no limit. So our average transaction size is 30 million range.
And how's 2012 ending up? Was it an up year in investment?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think you'll see another record year out of Cole. We did $5 billion over the last 2 years, and this should be another record year.
And so today, what are your takeaways from this particular panel and this particular conference?
Yeah, I think from the panel specifically, it's what I live every day. 2 years ago there was very limited competition. The smaller 1031 buyers were almost non-existent. There were a handful of large institutional buyers. Now that the market has started to come back, you're seeing a tremendous amount of 1031 buyers that are competing with our single tenant retail folks specifically. Not so much on the office and industrial, unless it's smaller, but there's just been there continues to be a lot of capital being raised, and you continue to see new players entering the marketplace. You see a lot of foreign pension funds with U.S. advisors trying to figure out how to tap into the market and be successful.
Well, Boyd, thank you very much. Thank you for participating in the National Net Lease Investment Conference.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks.